The Hindu newspaper, 26th December 1988. The income of the Corporation of Madras, looking after the needs of a population of nearly 5 million, happens to be only about rupees 50 crores, which works out to a bare rupees 100 per annum per head. Much less in fact, when one remembers that almost a sum of rupees 40 crores from that is eaten up by the establishment. It is also pointed out that there is no municipal corporation of comparable size in the country whose income is less than or so low as that of Madras. The income of Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Ahmedabad, which much smaller populations, is considerably higher. The income level does not obviously depend entirely upon the size of the population, but the level of the industrial development and economic activity. The high income of the Bombay Corporation used to depend upon the collection of octroi. One possible way in which Madras could supplement its income is to introduce a per capita residence tax on every adult with an ostensible means of livelihood. This could be in addition to the present property tax, for long the mainstay on which other taxes like water tax seems to depend for the purpose of calculation. After all, it is not only the man with property, house, flat, land, etc., covered by real estate, who enjoys the civil amenities such as they are like roads, pavements, streetlights, parks, gardens, sands on the seaside, etc. There is no earthly reasons why the rest must be allowed to go scot-free. Not only the affluent stratum, but those sections of society somewhat better off than the rest, can think of what they could do by the way of supplementing the efforts of corporations. For instance, those represented the service organizations such as Rotary, Lions, Round Table, Jazzes, not to speak of non-resident Indians who had done well abroad and are now back home or keep moving between one home and the other, that is the home away from home. Good to note that ExNoRa International, an association of non-resident Indians in the service of the nation, is getting involved in the area of social service. In addition to a number of developmental activities, this could cover rendering of aids to the poor, aged and disabled, fight against drug abuse and child labor in particular. The list, one hopes, may be illustrative, non-exhaustive. The cooperation of already existing voluntary agencies and social welfare organizations could be usefully enlisted in the starting of any new projects. Also, duplications of effort or expenditure could be avoided. There is at least one area hitherto found to be full of thorns and thistles in which new efforts might be concentrated, and that is the area that covers the burial and cremation grounds maintained by the corporation. In this matter, the corporation authorities are often found to be as helpless as members of the public. With the best of intentions, they are unable to set matter right for reasons beyond their control. The buried families, anxious to complete the solemn and melancholy duty, find themselves thrown at the tender mercies of the veterans and their allies, who have, through constant practice, perfected the art of making easy things difficult and simple and inexpensive devices complex and expensive. It is the funeral in more way than one of those affected to reckon with the vested interest of those who seems more ruthless than those burying characters in Harishchandra and less humorous than the grave diggers in Hamlet. If only a voluntary agencies with some expertise in social work and possible aids for NRIs and nationalized banks could take the initiative in facilitating the ceremoniation for a reasonable price, it is likely to evoke a ready response. A special officer noted for this courage and candor no less than his realism told a meeting the other day that the corporation would not only welcome the idea but also possibly extend all the corporation's need from time to time. The service organizations already doing commendable work for a cleaner and greener cities would do well to remember that facilities for a quick and easy disposal of the dead are no less vital for human habitations that comfort for residents and movement of their living.